Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by Paul and Michael from Kindly. Guys, thanks for joining us today.
Really appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, so definitely want to jump in and find out more about Kindly and all the great things you guys are doing from when I first heard about this early in the year in Austin, Texas. But can you guys maybe give a quick introduction of yourself and your background? Let's start with Michael.
Sure, no problem. So, hi everyone. My name's Michael. I'm the CEO of Kindly. Basically, yeah, we've been working on this project for about three years, or coming up on 3 years now. And we just recently announced, back in Consensus in Texas, we announced the Uplift Web3 social impact event, which is going to be launching actually September 1st this month. So, but Kindly specifically, what we're about is we're about making it easy for people to purchase, track, and verify measurable social impact. That's what we're about. We're about bringing maximum transparency to giving.
Awesome. So what's your background, Michael? What got you into this?
Oh man, I've been in crypto since I'd say maybe 2014, 2015. I started off because I loved the tech. When I heard about Bitcoin, it was very interesting. Followed it for a while. Then I saw altcoins come out and the power of the blockchain, how you can use it for different applications. Really fell in love with the technology. Started playing around the market a little bit, and eventually got so ingrained that I started working with other projects in the space until basically I found out about Kindly through Paul, and been living Kindly ever since.
Awesome. So, Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your background and what got you into all of this.
Well, my background goes back to when I was 19. I decided to become a monk. I was a very philosophical kid, and I decided to take the path of spirituality and sort of go deep into asking the big questions about life, like what are we here? What's the purpose? What's the meaning of life? And so that led me down a track of like living a very purpose-driven life. So even though after I stopped being a monk after 14 years and got married and got into business, I was a social entrepreneur. I was always looking for ways to attach business to social good, trying to make the business actually do something impactful and meaningful, not just making money. And that sort of led me to, now 3 years ago when I launched Kindly and gathered a whole bunch of talented people like Michael to join me in building a social impact engine that can actually track what's happening with people's giving dollars. And so we got to this point where we actually built the social impact engine, and now we're just adding layers of more transparency to make it even more granular in its tracking so that it's even more valuable, basically. So yeah, and oh, I forgot to mention Food Yoga International, the charity that actually co-founded Kindly. So I founded Food Yoga International in 1994. It actually has roots going back to the 70s as a food relief organization based in India. When I get involved, I was a volunteer, and then I helped build it up and establish a headquarters in Washington D.C., and then helped to develop it around the world. I traveled to like 73 countries and wrote a training manual and just began training people on how to distribute food and plant-based food. So it's all very clean food, freshly cooked. And now we're at the point where we have over 200 projects in 65 countries. We're serving over 1 million meals every day, and that's freshly cooked meals every day. And I was looking for ways to bring in more money to support the charity, and Kindly was one of those answers. I'm always looking for diverse ways, diversifying my income. So Kindly was one of those opportunities. We can build an engine, we can drive traffic to this engine, provide some real value to companies in their giving, and at the same time empower the charities.
Awesome. Well, Michael, as we as we jump into this and really going, what can you tell me? I guess give us a little bit more insight into Kindly. You mentioned a little bit about Kindly earlier when we are talking about your background, but what's the main mission and roadmap going forward to drive awareness? Because it's something I think that was missing in this space, in terms of social good.
Yeah, yeah. In my I forgot to mention, like my background, it's in corporate branding, product development, product design, that type of thing. But with Kindly, we're really focused on tracking social impact. Usually, when people think about giving or donating, the issues always come where people are like, yeah, you'll give $20, but like, what do you get for $20, right? You're just basically throwing money at charities and hoping they do good. And when Paul and I and the rest of the team, we really thought about the system and like how to solve this problem, it really came down to like being able to quantify what exactly are you doing with the money that you're giving. Like if all the Kindly, we offer 4 impacts right now on our website, from feeding people in need to feeding rescued animals, providing books to children in Africa, collecting plastics from the ocean. And each one of these acts has a finite price or a finite price per unit. So people know exactly, how much people you're feeding, how much plastics are you collecting for how much money, right? So it really defines, a person, it gives them an idea of like, okay, literally how much impact, how much kindness are they generating. So, with the advent of blockchain technology, we really thought that, focusing on tracking these processes and really making it as transparent as possible will be the best way to build trust and accountability in giving. So that's really what we're really focused on. We built our social impact tracking system on Polygon, and basically because it's blockchain based, we can track and collect funds in fractions of a cent, right? Due to blockchain technology, and we can basically pool it until it reaches certain amounts where it can actually execute whole impact transactions. So, that's really what we're trying to do here on the fundamental level of Kindly.
Nice. And so, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you hear a lot about in terms of what blockchain can do. It can create transparency and trust, being able to easily have anybody verify something through blockchain. So, how does that tracking system work? Like, um, what
Yeah,
all is tracked and measured on? I guess, I mean, it's all you guys have a dashboard, right, where people can view
yeah.
what's occurring, right?
Yeah, we have we developed a site called Kindly Search. It's search.kindlyimpact.com. And basically, anytime you go to purchase impact, the transactions get recorded on the blockchain. And right now, the first phase of our project is to really track the easier granular data. So we track the flow of funds. Basically, anytime someone purchases social impact, whether it's through fiat or crypto, it automatically gets converted to stablecoin, USDC or USDT, and then it gets processed through our system. So we are fully transparent in showing the flow of funds, and then we also track the major steps in the social impact process. So if the charity accepts the order, it's processing to the point where it gets fulfilled. That's sort of where we are today, but where we're aiming at for the future is to actually track the full social impact journey. So from receiving funds all the way down to visual confirmation on the ground. That's what our end goal is. So we want to build out this tracking system to collect as much data along the journey until we get to actual visual confirmation of it being executed on the ground. That's what our like end goal is for our platform, and we're working towards it. And we're working with our partners to tap into their data and unify all of that on the blockchain.
Yeah, sort of
Wow.
like an Amazon tracking experience, so you can actually see at any given moment where my impact is. Okay, it's at this point, it's that point. So one of our first tasks is in building this, more granular tracking system. We call it the last mile application. It's the final layer of transparency. We're working with one of our kitchens in Nepal, or I think no, Delhi actually, no, Mumbai. Sorry, Mumbai. We have kitchens everywhere, and we're working very closely with them so that we can actually identify certain points along the impact journey. For example, when the food is purchased, when it's stored, when the food is starting to be prepared, the meal is starting to be prepared, when the actual meals are taken from the pot and put into the stainless steel containers, when the containers are then sealed and then loaded onto the trucks, when the trucks then drive to the schools and the route that the trucks take. All of that is data that we can collect, and we can attach that to photographic evidence and timestamp and geolocation So we can absolutely 100% prove that this impact took place and this is the actual journey that it took to the point where the kid actually gets a meal. So that's the end goal, and we're fastly moving towards achieving that. And our first example of that will be the food relief project, and we want to apply that same sort of protocol to all of the different impact charity partners.
Awesome, awesome, great stuff. And I think from what you guys are describing, it seems that definitely the most transparent, the most you guys are really utilizing the blockchain, crypto, blockchain, Web3 technology in general to really be transparent, make an impact, show that impact. Because I really think like your traditional social good platforms, like most people are just donating or purchasing social good, and they don't really see a breakdown of where those funds are going. They don't really see kind of what percentage is actually making it to where it needs to go. And so this is definitely great stuff. I know there's some competitors out there, so I don't know, Paul or Michael, which one of you would want to answer this question. But how do you guys stack up compared to some of the competitors out there? I mean, obviously there's certain things that you guys are doing that they're not, or certain benefits, certain features. The one that comes to mind the most for me is like Giving Block, but not to talk bad about them, but how do you guys differ from some of those other platforms that are doing something
Well,
similar?
their Giving Block is a great example. I mean, they're doing tremendous work, and in fact, one of our charity, Food Yoga International, is one of the first charity partners to join the Giving Block platform. And so they're providing a facility to make it easy for charities to accept crypto, but they're not
Right.
actually tracking the impact. So they're doing a very important service, facilitating crypto transactions into social good, but they're not actually tracking what happens with the money. So that's where we step in and we add that value. So, when you talked about what's the end goal and everything, the end goal is to be a value add-on to existing systems. So we're building this engine, and then eventually we want to extend the reach of that system so that it can act as a value add-on to all sorts of consumer business transaction systems. So while you're doing business, just at the same time, simultaneously, you're also creating measurable social good. And that's a beautiful thing. And that will incentivize businesses or individuals to continue that process, to continue engaging with that service or that product because they know that they're doing good and it's trackable. So that's where we step in. That's what makes us very different in the space. So there's not really anyone that's doing what we're trying to do because it is the holy grail of charitable good. It's not an easy thing to do, and we're willing to take on that task.
Yeah, if I may piggyback on what Paul said there, yeah, literally everyone in the space is focused on, hey, you want to plant 10, 1,000 trees? Here's a certificate that says you planted 1,000 trees. Here you go. Congratulations. But no one's actually focused on tracking the impact and making it publicly accessible. That's the real thing, and there's a reason behind it. It's very difficult, right? There's a lot of logistical issues in that, bringing it transparent publicly and making the consistent data and stuff like that. It is very difficult, but no one's really doing that. Everyone else is, they're selling impact. You're accepting donations. They're promising. They're giving you receipts, certifications. They'll give you documentation. But again, do you really know if it happened, right? Are those fake images? Are they fake? Are they just a receipt saying you did it, but nothing actually got planted, right? So our focus really is on the tracking aspect because we think that's sort of the core value in the impact. People need or want to know, did it actually happen, right?
Right.
And that's sort of what we're out to try and
I
solve.
think there's a couple of plastic charities that are doing a fair bit of tracking, but again, it's a very vertical market. What we're trying to do at Kindly is across the board addressing all of the 17 sustainable development goals identified by the United Nations. So we want to cover all bases basically. We're not vertical. We're very horizontal. We want to try and address every single impact that's meaningful to human life.
Yeah, we really kind of want to try and track, sort of have a universal standard for tracking social impact, let's say.
Yeah.
to try to basically make a consistent form of tracking at all key stages of the impact for different types of impacts. Um, so yeah, I think that's what we're really after.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, I think about when I give to social good causes and others, they want to be able to see. They'd love to see kind of how that actually impacted, not just I did it, I checked the box, I did good, but what really happened from that? Like, what's the tracking? And so this is very important. I think what you guys are doing is also gonna, put some pressure because I think you said it right. Most companies don't do this. Don't track it as thoroughly as you guys do because it's very complex. It's very complicated. But it's going to make others kind of want to have to step up and provide more transparency as well if they want to be relevant in
Yeah,
the
and
market. In the end, everybody's doing something good and helping others, helping the world.
yeah, I also want to mention like a lot of these charities do track their impact, but it's not easily accessible, publicly available, or readily
It's
available.
no
Same thing.
granular in its transparency.
Exactly. Like you really have to like contact them and ask for documents, ask for photos, ask for video. There's no like real time feed or connection or infrastructure to provide that on demand.
Right. I think I was about to say. I think the word you were looking for there earlier was verifiable. It's not easily
Boom.
verifiable, right?
That's
Uh,
it.
yeah. Cool. So, guys, I definitely want to shift. I love what you guys are doing at Conley, but I want to shift and spend some time being able to share more about Uplift, the Uplift event that was mentioned earlier, and what's going on there. It's actually launching September 1st, so definitely it's right around the corner. So, can one of you guys share more about Uplift?
Sure. Paul, you want to take a start at it or you want me to go for it?
No, you start. I'll add to it.
Okay, okay. So we're trying to create the first social impact event in Web3. It's called Uplift Web3. And the goal is to encourage people to come to our site. So we created a site specifically for the event. You can go to upliftweb3.com. And essentially, we want people to go there on September 1st. The event's going to be 2 months long. And the idea is we want people to purchase Social Impact. And by purchasing Social Impact, you'll get a free exclusive Uplifters NFT pass. And that will enable you to claim a bunch of free airdrops at the end of the event. So we're partnering with as many Web3 projects we can in the space to donate or sponsor digital assets from their ecosystem. So whether it's in-game assets or tokens or NFTs from their collections, basically we're asking the Web3 space to come together, donate or sponsor some digital assets and encourage people to purchase Social Impact, because the only way you'll be able to get those free airdrops is to purchase Social Impact and do good. So that's essentially what it's about. The event, we accept USDC and USDT on the Polygon network. When you go at the launch on September 1st, you go to our buy page on the website. You'll be able to basically connect your wallet. It's a Web3 event, so it's focused around Web3. Connect your wallet, and then you can purchase with either of those stable coins. You are able to, if you don't have crypto, you can purchase with a credit card as well. We've partnered with Third Web for this event for the main wallet connection and ability to enable users to purchase with crypto or fiat. So there are those abilities there if you don't have any USDC or USDT on the Polygon network. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the event. The Uplifters PFP NFT passes, those were actually based off inspiration artwork that we got from a Disney artist. So they're really cool. They're a bunch of teenagers, but like in sort of a monk, peaceful kindness type of imagery. So I really love them.
Yeah, I was going to say, even before I saw the Disney logo on the website, some of the artwork had that hint of this. This has you can notice like Disney, it has a certain look and feel to it. So let's maybe share a little bit about that too. Some of the you mentioned some of the Web3 partners that you guys have in terms of Polygon, Third Web, and maybe we'll touch on a few others. But there's also some partnerships with some non-Web3 companies or just traditional companies. Can you tell us a little bit about any of those partnerships outside of, I mean, you kind of hinted at the Disney artist, but Anything else?
Well, yeah, okay. So specifically, the artist, he's worked with many organizations, not just Disney. He's worked with Disney, he's worked with Nickelodeon, Marvel, you name it. But he helped us in the creation of that artwork. In regards to partnerships, we're going to be announcing a bunch during the event, but we can throw some out right now. We're working with World Mobile. They're going to be helping us. We have a goal to reach $1 million of purchase social impact. If we do reach that, we're going to do this bonus impact where we're going to empower a village in Africa. And we're going to be partnering with World Mobile. They're going to be providing connectivity, and we're going to be bringing power and a means for people in Africa to generate some form of income using Web3. So they're a huge partnership with us. They're pretty much the hands on the ground in Africa that are going to be helping us execute that impact if we reach that goal. I think they're one of our, they've been very, very supportive along the way. So I think that's one organization we definitely want to let everyone know that they're involved with us.
Nice, nice. And
Yeah, there's so many we want to tell you about, but we have to wait. We have to release them slowly throughout the throughout the event. So I just wanted to add. So we all know that the foundation of the Web3 technology is to empower the individual, right? To give back the power to the individual, so they take control of their finances, their life, and that sort of thing. The data is controlled by them. That's the beautiful thing about Web3. So we're trying to leverage that and make social impact transparent using that technology, so that giving is great again. Making Web3 great again, making Web3 live up to its full potential, basically. And so that's where we're coming in, adding that beautiful value add on to the user experience. So when they're doing their business, they're giving back. And this Uplift Web3 event is sort of like a coming out party for Kindly, to highlight our social impact engine, to let people know about it. So hey, we're on the track. We're on track here to create something really beautiful, leveraging this technology to its fullest, living up to its full potential, so that the world, making the world kinder and great again, and making the world a better place, because there's so much bad things happening in the world today. It's nice that there's a company like Kindly trying to make the world better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, as people are listening to this, I mean, this podcast is actually going to be put out right after you guys start this, probably either the day of or day after. So,
Okay.
when we look at this, if there's companies, maybe or people within companies that are listening to this, and they say, "Hey, I want our company to participate and partner on this," are you guys going to accept new company partnerships along the way during that 2 month?
Absolutely.
100%. Well, that's why we made it a 2 month long event. We really want to just try and bring together as many projects within the Web3 space as possible. So, hopefully we welcome all projects from all blockchains, and we really want to do good together.
Yeah, you can either contribute financially, if you want to create social impact, or you can participate by
Providing digital
contributing
assets.
in some other ways, offering some assets and giveaways. I mean, it's an opportunity to highlight your project and show that you're a caring company, that your company is purpose driven, that it's a good company, it's trusting, it's doing good in the world, and we're providing that opportunity for companies to do that.
Awesome, awesome, great stuff, guys. Definitely looking forward to seeing that and tracking the progress. So I'm sure, Michael, you kind of mentioned the website before, right? Upliftweb3.com.
Yep.
Did I get that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, and I guess, but as we wrap up, guys, can one of you share with the listening audience also where they can follow and find out more about Kindly, any other partners, any other things that you guys are doing?
Sure, no problem. You can visit kindlyimpact.com. That's our main company website. For the event that's coming up September 1st, that's upliftweb3.com. And then if you want to learn more about Paul's organization, Paul, you want to give your
Yeah, so you can learn more about Food Yoga International at fflfoxfoxlima.org. And see the work that we're doing, and we've been doing it a long time. We've served over 8 billion meals, so we're not a fly-by-night operation. We've been doing this a long time, and we are one of the co-founders of this project, kindly.
Awesome, guys. It's been a pleasure having you on today. Definitely needed. I love what you guys are doing. I mean, there's so much happening in the world. There's so much where there's just opportunity for people to give, and I appreciate what you guys are doing to capture those funds for social good, get them where they needed to go. And I'm excited to follow you guys, follow the project, follow Kindly and Food Yoga and everybody associated with you all to just really show, kind of be that example for the world, saying, hey, this is what we should be doing, not only helping others, but we can utilize this technology to track it, right? Blockchain and crypto, it's not just about how can we exploit and make a lot more money. I mean, you guys said one of you said earlier, I forgot which one, but it's basically the whole point of this is to empower the people, right?
Exactly. That's the whole basis of Web3 experience. It's like giving back power and making the world a better place, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Awesome. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys on today. As we wrap up, I guess I'll check in one more time. Any final words for anybody listening? Let's start with Paul. Any final words?
Well, you know what we always say. Paul.
What's that?
It's cool to be kind.
Oh, yeah. It's cool. I was just going to say, live your life with purpose, because if you don't live your life with purpose, what I learned as a monk way back in the day was that everything has an innate quality. Sugar is sweetness, fire is heat and light, and the innate quality of the human experience is service. If you're not living a life of service, you're never going to achieve happiness.
Sure.
Well said.
Love it. Anything else, Michael?
Oh, I'm good. That's a great way to end it.
About to say, I'll just follow that one up. All right. Paul, Michael, it's been a pleasure having you guys on today. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.